Hi everyone, my name is Liz Reedy and this is my personal brand positioning statement. So first and foremost, a little bit about me. I think it's important for me to note that all of the images that I'm using in this slide are from my social media accounts, and I think they do a really good job of aligning what I want to be perceived as and actually who I am as a person. We'll cover perceptions next, but my background is heavily grounded in agriculture. I grew up on a farm in Nebraska, and then I went on to receive a bachelor's degree in agricultural journalism. I'm really passionate about agriculture because it combines two things that I enjoy, and that's the need to creatively solve problems and then also know and understand how to apply data when solving those problems. I am creative. I have been my whole life, and now that I am pursuing this master's program, I'm focusing more on strategically data-driven communications rather than solely just agricultural-driven communications. Lastly, I'm extremely passionate about maintaining strong relationships with all of the people in my life, including my family, my friends, my coworkers, and then in my spare time, kind of combining data and communicating, I co-host a podcast with my good friend Liv. So, perceptions. I asked my Instagram followers to answer a question as to how they perceived me, and then within the first 2 or 3 hours, I received about 30 responses. Half were from people I knew really, really well, and then the other half were people who just follow me. And so the top 6 responses, kind-hearted, resourceful, authentic, open-minded, involved, and adventurous, those were common themes that I saw throughout those responses. And then the last 2 were outliers, but I thought that they were very interesting perceptions of me, and that would be resourcefulness and then being faith-based. And then how I perceive myself, I do think that I'm very authentic. I am incredibly driven and independent, and I think those two kind of align well with each other because when I know what I want, I just kind of go and do the things that need to be done to kind of achieve that goal. I am spontaneous. Uniquely, I think that I am both a dreamer and a realist. I'm very good about, daydreaming, thinking about how I want my life to be, but at the end of the day, I always err on the side of realism and what can actually happen. And lastly, and hopefully what you saw in my previous post, is that I'm very relationship focused. As far as strengths and weaknesses go, I am organized, and that allows me to be very dedicated to the projects that I take on, and I'm also very timely. It's pretty rare that I show up to things incredibly late. I'm very detail-oriented as well, and then I'm good with people. My weaknesses include that I can sometimes be too relaxed, and because I'm also very confident in who I am as a person, I share thoughts and opinions that can sometimes be seen as abrasive. Sometimes I get too focused, and that's hard for me to see the bigger picture of things, and I think that also aligns well with prioritizing. And then lastly, saying yes to everything. I do that frequently. It ends up impacting the quality of my work. So the things that make me different. I am definitely an analytical thinker. And I think that as also a creative, science, data, math, things that creatives tend to stray away from, I actually really enjoy. So I think that makes me quite different from most of the other creatives that I know and work with in my life. My target audiences on social media, I think the majority of my followers are millennials, and especially millennial women who are hardworking and ambitious. I would say that a large majority of them are also creatives. And then they are very, very lifestyle focused, so wanting to maintain relationships and meet their goals. Professionally speaking, and the route that I chose to go with my positioning statement is I want it to be geared towards future employers and then also my current coworkers. And I want it to really resonate with analytical thinkers. And I want that audience to also realize that I value work-life balance. Hopefully they will do the same. Okay, and then my final statement. This was not easy. I think I came up with about 10 different statements, but I landed with, I am a relationship-oriented professional who passionately intertwines my love of design and data into strategically crafted messages. So the 3 things that I focused on were the relationship aspect, the things that I value there, and then also my love of design, and then my kind of analytical mind. And then for a tagline, and something that I've used in my Instagram bio for quite a long time is that I'm a friendly, data-driven communicator and strategist. So that was my final statement, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.